Welcome to Plant a Garden TV. How you guys doing today? Hope you guys having a blessed and beautiful day. Hey Fifi Johnny, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Yes, I'm having a wonderful Wednesday. All right. All right, the internet is acting up a little bit, so I can't play that clips. All right. So how you doing today? How you guys doing today? Yes, all right, guys. Today's Wednesday, and I'm hoping that everyone is having an awesome day today. I hope that the garden season is doing pretty well for you guys. I'm just hoping because I know how challenging it can be. I know a lot of people is getting rain. Then I also know a lot of people is not getting rain. So what exactly is going on for you in this garden season? All right. Yes, well, for me, the rain is not coming as much, and the sun is really penetrating. But at the end of the day, the plant them is doing awesome. The plant them is producing so much. They're producing in abundance. So even though I'm getting the heat, I'm still able to grow to get a beautiful harvest. So much rain yesterday. Lots of flooding in the north. Oh, really? Oh, man. Sorry to hear that. I hope it didn't affect anyone in this time. I know the rain is a blessing. I know we need the rain, but sometimes it could affect us in certain ways that we mightn't like it. But it's nature. What can we do? And at the end of the day, we surely need the rain. And so I'm just hoping the rain did not flood many places or it did no harm to anyone. I'm still having a great, well, that's wonderful. Once the rain ain't damaging anything for you, damaging your plants, licking off your small peppers, licking out the flowers. That's wonderful. Hey, Psalms 146, how you doing? You know, sometimes the thing with rain, sometimes we love the rain, can't do without the rain. But guess what? Sometimes that rain, sometimes I remember times gone by when my pepper trees loaded with little peppers and flowers, and the rain start coming down, and the rain beat off all the flowers, beat off all the little peppers. So yes, it can be challenging sometimes. Oh yes. But what can we do? We cannot do without this rain. Because the good thing about it is, I don't know if you guys notice, right? Every time it's rain and you go outside in your garden, you see production. You see great production. So the rain could be challenging, but we can't do without it. Hello, the Isaac family. How you doing? Thank you guys for being here. What I know, this garden season was challenging, but at the same time, you can't do too much complaining, because at the same time, you're still able to grow something and able to harvest at the same time. So all I will be saying, guys, make use of the time you have. Make use of the remaining time you have within this garden season. I'm hoping that you guys has grown many herbs during the early spring. I'm hoping you guys did that, because herbs have a way of slowing down their growth in the hot sun. So, sometimes we want to see our plants looking full of leaf and beautiful, but at the same time, you can't do that with herbs. You got to make sure you harvest while they produce it. And the most thing about it is, the more you produce, the more you harvest, the more they produce. So within the spring, you should try to harvest as much as you can from the herbs, because from my experience, I think herbs enjoy the cold weather somehow or the other. If you notice, in the early spring, you see herbs growing up everywhere, weeds everywhere. But as soon as the heat start coming, they start slowing down. Some of them even just dry out. So to me, the best production you could get from herbs, the best time you could harvest, is within the spring. So I'm hoping that you guys has harvest many herbs already within the spring. So now we focusing on plants like okra, plants like peppers, plants like tomatoes, plants like tomatillo. All these type of plants produce in this time. So I'm hoping that you guys already give your plants that boost to produce fruits in abundance for you. I hope you give them that little organic compost to give them that push during their stage of developing babies. I'm hoping you guys did that already. Okay, because you want to able to harvest abundantly during this garden season. We don't know when the weather might change. For what we see, we notice the weather been changing as it likes. So we might say, all right, my last frost is October or November. And then you never know. A cold frost could pass in September. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not saying it's going to happen, but you just can't. These days, you can't predict the weather. The weather, you're seeing a lot of strange things these days. So be mindful of that. Harvest as much as you can before these things are caught to us, because time has really changed, Okay. Exactly. I'm working with what I got. Complaining will not distract me. Right. Complaining, procrastinating is not the thing in this garden season. Use what you got and do whatever you can. Hey, Jim, Mama, how you doing? Thank you for being here. My herbs are still producing fast. I'm harvesting and it's not as hot as it normally would be. I know it's the fall. I will be harvesting lots more. Yes, I do believe they do way better in the colder weather. When the sun is penetrating, they produce, but just not as fast as the colder weather. So I'm definitely looking into that as well. Yes, it's very possible from what I experienced in the spring. Yes, in the spring, the thing just keep pushing. They just keep pushing. You harvest today, you go back out 2, 3 days after, and the plants them full with leaf again. But summertime, it's way different. And you know, something about gardening, guys. You always supposed to look for the most out of gardening. Your plants them. You got to look for the most out of the plants because your growing season might be short. So if your growing season is short, it's not like in places people could actually grow all year round. If you're in places where your growing season is short, then I think you should really pay more attention to what can I do to get more out of these plants? Or what can I do? One way I will tell you is start from indoors. Certain plants you definitely got to start from indoors, and some of them you really don't need to because you have enough time. Squash, cucumber, these plants you really don't have to start them indoors. You can. Because let me tell you something about certain plants, right? Certain plants, you start them indoors. And when you bring them out now in the spring, early spring, you bring them out in the spring, because the weather start changing up a little, but it didn't fully change up. And what start happening is the plants take time. It take a while before it really shoot off. You see what I'm saying? Wait, give me a minute, guys. Let me close this door, please. I don't know why I just leave this door open. Anyhow, yes. So like I was saying, when you bring them out in the spring, what happens is sometimes they take a long time before they start growing. So by the time you're doing that, if you set some seed, it might be way easier. It might be even faster than you think. Because sometimes you bring out the plant and treat a full week and the plant ain't move. But sometimes you set the seed and the seed competing with the plant you bring out from indoors. Plants, many plants like squash, yes, so sometimes it's better to certain plant, peppers, then you do it indoors. Don't even try outdoors because it will be too late. But certain squash, you could just start pushing them in ground, direct in ground, than trying to start them indoors. Because sometimes you bring them out and the one you start from seed is competing, beating the one sometimes that you start indoors. That's from my experience, guys. Not sure how it works for you guys, but that's from my experience. Hey, Angela Garden Delights, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Yes. So this is what I'm saying. You're supposed to, as a gardener, you have to study and see what's work for you. There's a lot of information, but at the end of the day, you got to use the information and which one work for you, you just deal with it. Because if you feel you could start them indoors and bring them out and fine, you go ahead doing that. But from my experience, sometimes the one you sow the seed grow way faster than the one you bring from indoors and pass it back to. So certain plants, I will definitely, before I take to start them indoors, I'll wait for the early spring. But that still depends on where you are and your length of growing season. If you have a long growing season, it's kind of different. But when you have a short growing season, it's best you start stuff, your plants them from indoors. All right? So guys, what's going on? What with the weather we're dealing with today? What is going on with your garden? How your garden is thriving in this season? In 2023, how your garden is thriving for you? Are you having a lot of harvest, or your plants them producing in abundance, or bugs eating down your plants? What kind of situation you go into today in your garden? If you like, you could always just type it in if you feel like. Yes. Garden season is a special thing. And what we're doing today, we're trying to encourage people to grow something. And we're trying to encourage people that in case you meet in a hard time, we still want to encourage you and let you know that don't give up. Because we are not about give up. We about, if it didn't work this way, we're going to try another way. Okay? When I feed my chicken, squash, the seed pop up in the garden, compost. So that teaches me something. It can take cold temperature. I also have watermelon growing from, that's it. Many seed we believe cannot deal with cold temperature. The only how you're gonna know is if you try. That's the only how you're gonna know. Sometimes people tell us, oh no, this cannot stand the cold weather, this will not germinate in the cold weather. But that's not true. Because I set beans in the winter before. Late winter, early spring. Even before the last frost. And these beans survive. Sometimes you leave beans fall from the plant the year before. And in the spring, you realize beans growing up. Peppers, this is a prime example. Peppers, we believe that pepper cannot stand cold weather, and the seed cannot stand coldness. But that's not really true. Because I see for myself that pepper, I had pepper plant in an area, and I didn't even harvest them. They had on some peppers on the tree, and the frost come and hit the tree. And I just leave them. And then I see pepper germinate from these same seeds. So if we put seeds in the refrigerator, that got to tell us something. If they could stay in the refrigerator for such a long time, That got to tell us maybe this seed could start being more cold. They're more cold tolerant than we think. Yes, maybe if it go freezing for a long period of time, maybe it might damage the seed. But wherever you grow in food, wherever you grow in food, I think you should always leave a few seed in the ground just to see. That's your, I'm giving you this that you can, I want everyone to do this. Leave a few pepper seed, a few okra seed, a few tomato seed, and just leave them through the winter just to see. So this will be your own experiment. You see what I'm saying? This will be your own experiment. So when someone tell you, oh no, pepper seed cannot germinate if you leave them over, then you could say, that's not true because my pepper germinate. So this is how you increase your knowledge in gardening, by doing your own little things and learn from them. I have bugs, but I stay on top of it as much as I can, especially the squash vine borers. That you see that squash vine borers you're talking about? They kind of, if you ain't careful with these squash borer, if you're not careful with them and you're not paying attention, they could destroy your whole, all your squash. Because sometimes they bore and sometimes they end up cut the squash. Sometimes it's bore so bad that sometimes you got to try pull it and keep it one place, clean it up and keep it one place so it wouldn't finish boss. But these things, listen me guys, gardening is very challenging. It is. And if you're getting into gardening and you believe it's something so simple, well, you got to start thinking again, especially when you're trying to do organic garden. When you're doing organic garden, no, you got to do things manual, meaning you got to do things, you got to think and figure out how am I doing this. There's easier ways, but that doesn't mean it's healthier. Because you could get stuff or you could spray. But is that something you want to do? Is that healthy for the plant? Is that healthy for you? So I rather to get up, go in the garden and search the plants them, look for worms and pick them out and where bugs are wrong, than to spray them. So when you're dealing with organic, it could be real hard manual work. Like for instance, the weeds them in the garden. The weeds is grow so fast. And you got to keep getting rid of the weed. You got to keep getting rid of the weed. And then it become overwhelming because you got to get up every couple days and clean up the garden. There's other things people use and make it easier, but is it healthy? So I don't want to mention them because when we deal with organic, we try to stay away from the mentioning these things. Because we you know, we try to encourage growing that you can grow your food without adding many things to them. Sometimes we believe, you know, sometimes you cannot think for the plants them. Sometimes you got to go with the feelings and the energy of the plant. You cannot think for them. You got to go with feelings and the energy the plants pushing out. That's why you got to find yourself grounded and connected within your soil, within your garden, because these plants push off energies. These plants push off energy that tells you what's going on. Yeah, definitely, they definitely do that. So you can't think for the plant. You can't think and believe that because you look at the plant and you see the plant a certain way, you think is no. You're supposed to know the problem, not think. You're supposed to know. But knowing, not gonna, these things take time. So what I recommend as a new gardener, as a gardener, it doesn't matter. Always have an open mind. Up in your garden and willing to learn. Always have an open mind in the garden and willing to learn. Anyhow, you believe you know everything, that's a problem. Okay? Because you're going to be missing out a whole lot. Because you know what? You believe you know everything and no one knows everything. We are learning. Every day you step out in your garden, around your plants, you should learn something new. Every day. In order to do that is have an open mind, understanding that you don't know everything and willing to learn. All right? Yes, some people freeze sorting seed. I've never done it. Yes. Yes, I never freeze seed either, but people do it. So if they're freezing it, that tells you it can stay in the ground. But my thing is, try it for your own self. Because in gardening, whatever you're doing, you want to come to a place where you know, not believing, where you know, not believing or thinking. You have to know. You see what I'm saying? When you start knowing, you could predict things. You could say what's going to happen. You could say the size your plant's going to get. Because you know now. Ain't no question. You know. All right? Them squash bow are trying to mess with my winter food supply. Yeah, I know how that can be. I know how that can be. That's why you got to get up, go out there and fight with them. Because if you don't, you wouldn't get food. I saw a squash bug for the first time this morning. Really? Oh, wow. Well, if they're harmful to your plant, you don't know what you got to do. You can't sorry for them because trust me, they wouldn't leave no food for you. So once they're in harmful, you could leave them because we do have some bugs in our garden that we definitely need to keep them. We got to know the difference, the bugs to get out the garden and the ones to keep. Because there's many different bugs, some of them very beneficial. Sometimes you have bugs in your garden that feed off other bugs that will destroy your crop. So not every bugs you see in your garden you should be scared of and run and no, some of these bugs are very well needed. Okay? With the eggs too. Oh, wow. So I spent 30 minutes sprayed with vinegar. Okay. Okay, with eggs too? Well, all right. So if it's with egg, you already know it's going to create more. And you really got to get rid of them. Wow. Yes, they are notorious. Yes. Yeah, I can imagine because the honest truth is if you don't get rid of them, they will definitely destroy your crop. Some of these bugs. But some of them really help protect your garden. Some of them really do. Some of them get rid of a lot of bugs that we don't need it in our soil. And yes, oh yes, vinegar and water mixture is what I know the older people used to use. And it works. It works. It works without a doubt. My only thing is don't make it too strong. Because yes, it will burn up some of your plants. It will burn up some of your plants. So don't do it too strong. And sometimes you might got to do it maybe twice a week to maintain them from coming back. And then when you see they're gone, then you stop. But don't spray them too strong because they can be very well, they can be too strong and scratch up the leaf of your plant. So be mindful of that, okay? But growing food, guys, we got to remember, right? I know not everybody is want to be. I know not everyone interested in growing food. I know everyone is not interested in growing food. Just like not everyone interested in being a lawyer, not everyone is interested in being a doctor. I understand. There's certain people who just interested in growing their own food. But I think growing your own food should be something everyone learn from baby growing up, from a baby, because it's a form of providing for you and your family. So if it's something to provide for you and your family, I think it's something should be installed within us because it's a way of survival, it's a way of feeding your kids, it's a way of feeding yourself and your family. It's a way you could do barter system. It's so much you can do with growing your own food because you could have nice fresh food and someone have some batteries and you want the batteries but you ain't got the finance but you have some food, so you could use that and exchange some of the food and receive some battery. You see what I'm saying? So this is something everyone should know from a baby, whether you interested or not. The skill should be here. You see what I'm saying? Because it's a form of survival. When come on food, someone will exchange something for some food. Because if they want food for the family and you have it, and they have something that you want, you guys can do an exchange right there without money, without cash, just like that. That's my opinion, guys. Yes, I do it 3 days of after the first application. Then they're gone. Yes, they do. They don't stick around. I don't think they like that smell of the vinegar and the taste. I don't think so. So they move out fast. I remember a few years ago, I saved myself a cabbage patch. A cabbage patch. Wait, can I find that video? Okay. All right, guys, give me a minute. Let me see if I can find this video just to show you a few years ago what this cabbage has done to me. Give me a minute, guys. Let me see if I can find this video fast. Yes, so the vinegar, it really helps, but you just got to make sure you ain't do it too strong because, yes, it will burn down your plants. It surely will. I think I have a video with the mixture as well. Let me see if I can find this video just to show you guys the damage that these things can do to your plants. Okay, let me see. I defeat the cabbage worms. Hold on. Let me see this one. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna go for all a video, but I'm gonna show you guys this video that. Give me a second. At work, I know that for sure. So I'm gonna show you this worm right here. You see it? That's a worm right here. These are the worms that eats your cabbage away. They will eat your cabbage, all these kind of vegetables down to the ground. And today, I'm gonna start using my vinegar. Okay? So I'm going to mix some vinegar right here. I have the water. I have a gallon bucket of water already. No, I have a gallon of water in this. Okay, the video is acting up, but at least you see the worm I'm talking about. That was an old video, but let me find an. Hold on for 1 second. Yeah, you saw that worm, right? Yep. Okay, so I put an average of two cups of water inside of the gallon, right? Okay, so I add this. You don't want to put too much. Let me show you how I did it. Because I definitely think it might damage the plant. So you don't want to put too much. So now I'm going to use this and I'm going to spray my cabbage then. As a matter of fact, I'm going to spray all my plants. spraying the leaves them. You know, these are the cabbage them, and they, you know, so now I'm gonna spray them. Guys, I'm sorry, but I like to use vinegar because the scent of the vinegar, I don't think the worm like the scent of the vinegar. So it helps keeps them away, and it helps kills them. So it's basically just my. Okay, guys. Okay, guys. So that's how I spread them. So you already see that the worms was eating down the cabbage already. Now I'm going to show you a video with the result from these cabbage. So I just want you to see for yourself that vinegar works, but I will always say don't put too much because it can destroy your plant. All right. Okay, so let me see how I get rid of. Okay, let me see. All right, so I'm bringing the video now. This video gonna show you how these how this vinegar works that year on my beautiful people doing today. I hope everyone is doing fine. Hope you all have a beautiful Memorial Day. Well, this cabbage is the one that the worms was really going at. The internet. They was really going at them. You know what I'm saying? Okay, these are the cabbage that the worms was eating up in that
Really going
area.
at them. Let me show you these.
But the vinegar, after using the vinegar, I end up get rid of the worms.
Tree over here as well. You could even
see the leaf them out the little holy. But I was still able to harvest some really nice.
see the leaves how they bite them up. But because Because of the vinegar and the
Okay. Sorry for that, guys. Okay, thank you, Fifi Jordan. Appreciate that. Hi, Urban Gardening. How you doing? Yes, that's the video. How to control cabbage worm. You guys go check out that video right there. How to check out how to That's thank you for that. No, what I was showing you there. Yeah, a few years ago. This is before I start using the boards them. No, the boards them is what do that job for me. My grandmother used to use vinegar and water, and then I went in and I see the worms. Then I spray them and still was able to harvest some beautiful cabbage. So yes, the vinegar works. Just make sure you take your time and do it by measurements. Do not put too much vinegar because you could lose your plants by using vinegar. The internet is not working well, or I would go and find a video that's the worm them almost destroy my whole cabbage crop, and I was still able to harvest a few from it. So, from my experience, vinegar helps eliminate worms, bugs. But now I come up with a different tactics, introduce the boards them into your garden, and the boards will do the job for you. Meaning, create an atmosphere in your garden and attract birds. Attract the birds. And once the birds in your garden, they will feed off the insect and take it to their babies. You see what I'm saying? So that's something good to do. Sometimes you could create a little board area for the bird to bathe into. So you attracting them. You build up areas that they could come and land on stakes in your garden. That's help. It helps me. So now I don't worry too much about bugs and use vinegar because now the bugs is actually doing the job. So that's something to look into. I use mesh on my brassica much better this year. I check them less often and less damage. Only issue is air wick KMT. Well, that's the thing about gardening, Urban. You try thing that works for you. So now you see something. Now you see that's what I'm talking about. Now you try something and you see less damage than last year. So now you just continue do what you're doing. And what is the K wig? Air wig KMT. What's that again? Okay, because I'm not air wigs KMT. Not sure what that is all about. But that's the thing, we all in different areas. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, all right, okay. KFT, kiss me teeth. Okay, all right, got you, all right, got you. Yes. So this is the thing about gardening. You're supposed to advance every year. You're supposed to be more advanced every year because, like I keep saying, never close your mind and believe you know everything because you're not gonna learn nothing. You're gonna remain the same place you was last year. But when you open up your mind to learning and understand that you still learning, I guarantee you, many things gonna reveal to you. Many ways, many secrets in gardening gonna reveal to you. So always remember that. Open up yourself to learning. Because we never know enough. I'm still learning. I've been doing garden forever. But guess what? I'm still learning up to today. I will not tell anyone that I know everything. I wouldn't do that because I don't know everything. But I do know a lot, but I'm still learning every day. So just remember that. So bugs plays their role in our garden. And you know, sometimes we get mad with the bugs them. But that's a part of nature, honestly. That's a part of nature. Being a gardener or even gardening, you will have to run in to bugs. You will have to see bugs. You can't get away from that. It's a part of nature. And sometimes we got to understand the importance of these bugs in our garden. Like sometimes you might see a spider run its thing across in your garden, and you might say, man, what is spider doing here? And you might even rip down the nest of the spider. That spider is setting up itself for food. You know what I'm saying? That spider is setting up itself to catch insect that it can eat. You see, so nature have its role in everything. So don't get mad when you see them. If they're dangerous, then it's a different ball game. If you find them too dangerous, then it's a different ball game. And if you find them eating down your plants, then it's a different ball game. But don't get mad when you see them because they all play their own little role in gardening. Yes, maybe they just get mad when they see us too, trying to get rid of them. Maybe they just get mad too. But we all play a role in gardening. And okay, yes, weaving is chop. Okay, to catch other bugs, some take the bugs. Okay, got you, got you, got you, got you. All right. Okay. Yo, this thing for coming and okay. All right. Let's talk a little about connecting in your garden. Let's talk a little about the connection and the energy inside a garden and the type of energy you need in a garden and the connection you need between you, the soil, and the plant. Let's talk a little about that today. My thing is, we love to go into the garden and we love to have on our thick boots and our gloves. Well, I understand. You don't want your feet get dirty and you don't want your hand get dirty. Maybe you might not want dirt go up into your fingernail. So I understand that. But just remember, the thick boots that you have on every time you step your foot in that garden and the gloves that you have on is keeping a separation between you and the garden. There's no fully connection between you and the garden and the plants because something, the ground, the grounding is like electricity. Let me say electricity There always have to be a ground wire. You know, in every house, there's a wire run, a kind of copper wire, run outside and connect to a piece of pipe, go down in the earth. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with that. But every house, some of them have it connect to the pipe, the metal pipe. Some of them have it go down in the earth, which I think that's the right way. But I see people have it connect to their pipe, the metal for their pipe. But down in the earth, there's a ground wire that comes from the meter. I think it's from the meter, comes right out and connect to a metal pipe, piece of steel or whatever, outside. That's your ground wire. Very important. That's your ground wire. Yes, that's your ground wire. Now, you need that same ground in the garden. And how you can get that ground in the garden is standing up bare feet without your shoes. The shoes is separating the connection between you, that energy between you, the soil, and the plants. It's separating the connection. So you up in there with your shoes, you're not getting the energy that the plants pushing. You're not getting it because you're not grounded. That shoes you have on is separating you. Let me draw another reference. If there's electricity wire, boss, and underground, and water is running underground, right? That whole area gonna full of electricity, and you could get electrocuted in an area like that. But if you have on a rubber boots, if you have on a rubber boots and a rubber gloves, it's not gonna harm you. You see, the connection is not going through that rubber. You see, so you have no connection with that electricity, that energy, that striving, pushing, that's there underground. You have no connection. But if you take off your shoes and take off your gloves and try to put your bare feet on that ground, that electricity gonna run through your whole body and might dry you up. So that's a form of separating the connection, that the energy that the garden provides, that the plant provides. You separating yourself from them with these gloves and these shoes. Not telling you to get up every day and walk out in your garden bare feet. That's not what I'm saying, because I don't do it all the time. But I have my moments when I take off my shoes. Well, if you always see me, you always see my hands in the ground. Never see me in a gloves like that. So, to find this connection, you have to take the time out. Get in your garden. You could even sit in the garden, but let your feet touch the ground. Let your hands touch the soil. And I guarantee you, you're going to find a connection in that garden. You're going to find something going to draw your attention to, my goodness. Something gonna hit you and make you realize, damn, what is this? But it's just a feelings. It's only a feelings. The more you keep doing this, the more you keep doing it, what's gonna start happening, the connection between you, the soil, and the plants gonna start connecting with each other. Gonna start joining with each other. So now you're gonna get a more understanding of your soil. You're gonna know when your soil is lack of something, because things gonna start to reveal to you. Your plants gonna be letting you know when they lack of something, when they need something, when they're okay, when they're good. Sometimes they dance, sometimes they sing, but you too busy for, you cannot hear them singing. You cannot see the dancing and there's no wind blowing. Do you ever see that? Do you ever see plants dancing and there's no wind? If anyone ever see that, press 1 for me. Do you ever see plants dancing and ain't no wind blowing? Just the vibration, just the music that you're not hearing because you're not connected to hear that music, that vibration. So the plants dancing without wind blowing. I see big trees dancing, dropping leaf tumbling down in the fall. In the summer, it wasn't even in the fall. It was in the summer. Big tall trees dancing and dropping leaf and ain't no wind blowing. So you got to find that connection in your garden. It's right there. You're the one who's separating the connection because you have on your boots at all time and your gloves at all time. And that boots and that gloves is causing the separation between you, the soil, and the plants. All right? Not telling you to mess up your fingers, especially the ladies now do the beautiful nails. Not telling you to do that. But sometimes, once in a while, get out there, bare feet, put your hand in the soil, rub your feet in the soil, sit down, meditate. You want to find peace within yourself? You want to create an atmosphere where you could just sit in peace, in love and harmony? Right in that garden, you could create that. Right in that garden, where you could sit down for hours. Just be in that garden for hours, just having a good time, just the joy, the peace, that energy that circulates within that garden, that circulate, and that peace of joy. You cannot find it nowhere else. No one can give you that feelings. That feelings is pure and true. You can't even guess it. You can't even say, oh, I wonder if this feelings is for real. It's just pure and true. Just running through your body, making your body feel like light, like you could fly in the air. Believe me, we do missing out a lot because of lack of information. We do. We miss a lot out of lack of information. Get up in the morning, run outside, hug a tree, give a tree a hug. If someone see you hugging a tree, they might say, this person crazy as hell. That's the first thing they're gonna say. Because it's strange. How the hell you hugging a tree? You're gonna eat from the tree, right? But you wouldn't hug it. You see what I'm saying? You will eat from the tree. You will take the leaf from the tree and make tea. You will eat the food from the tree. But if you hug the tree, you crazy as hell, right? That's how life is. Don't get twisted up and caught up with them negativity. You can't hug a tree. Believe it or not. Yes, that's the ground line. Yes. Yes. You all been swinging my nails in my ashes as in my video. I hate about it. I agree, man. You gotta put food in the ground. You can't be studying nails and hungry. You actually have that evil conscience about it. Okay. I talk to my trees and my plants in my garden. I don't call the boards my boards. You're supposed to. The boards is your boards. Connect to the boards. Because them boards is we're going to eliminate you from spraying anything to try stop them from eating out your cabbage, eating out your stuff. Them thing will clean your garden. And that's no lie. They will clean your garden. Yes, so why I now make that statement? Because I just want people to understand, or the people who don't understand fully, maybe they understand, but never experience it. There's an energy flows between your garden that the plants them push out, and even that the plants push out, right? You also push out energy. This is why I always mention, don't go into your garden mad. Don't make something, don't, if you upset, just relax outside your garden, relax, chill, and when you feel better, you get up and you walk into your garden in peace. Don't jog that negative energy in your garden. Your garden is the place of comfort. Let it be the place of peace, a place where you go and relax, a place where you go and have fun, a place where you could just say, you know what? Let me go outside and just go relax myself. So instead of you going by some friends and sit down and talk, and then by the time you finish the conversation, they already call someone else and tell them what you now tell them. You see what I'm saying? You could go in the garden. When you sit down there, it's between you, the soil, and the plant, which is nature. Once you find that connection between the plants, nature, you, and the soil, you're going to love it. It's like a therapy for the mind, for the feelings, the joy. So if you feel miserable, then you need to start thinking, how can I find this connection in my garden? This connection that creates this energy of peace. You know, people always say peace of mind. Oh, nothing is better than a peace of mind. Nothing is better than a peace of mind. A peace of mind have so much benefit, so much joy. Don't let no one take away peace from you. Don't allow it. Don't allow anyone to take your peace away from you. There's many distractions. There's many. But stay focused. Stay focused. Don't make no one take your joy and your peace away from you. This is where you're able to function. Remember, that place you could sit down and meditate and function and feel love and feel the joy and feel what life really about. Why would you allow someone to take that away from you? When everything is going wrong for you, when things just, sometimes things just happen. You need that place that you could go and sit down and say, okay, let me relax. You know what I mean? And while you're relaxing, the birds them flying, the birds them chopping, you seeing the butterfly, you seeing all kind of stuff. And all that just bring joy and peace to you. Don't make nobody take that away from you. So my challenge to you guys, especially the people who have their garden or have trees around their yard or whatever, my challenge to you is start taking off your shoes sometimes and walk out in your garden bare feet, no gloves. Sit down sometimes with your feet grounded in the soil and even your hand grounded in the soil and try to meditate. When I say meditate, this is why I said you cannot bring negativity in your garden. When I say meditate, what I'm saying is don't think about nothing. Don't bring no thoughts to yourself. Meaning you're not thinking about you got to go to work. You're not thinking about the plans. You're not thinking about going inside. You're not thinking about your kids. You're not thinking about your mom. Nothing you're thinking about at that moment. You shut everything out. And that could be difficult. But if you train yourself, it's easy. If you train yourself, it's easy. Shut everything out. So you become like you're not thinking about nothing. You're not seeing nothing. You just become one. Like number one standing. Just like that. And let nature do its job. You don't have to do anything. Our problem is sometimes what we do, we go and we start complaining. Like we sit down and some people call it praying. And we sit down and we start complaining. Oh, I don't have no money to buy gas this morning. Oh, and you complaining. I'm gonna tell you this. It already know what you didn't have this morning. It already know what you need. The time you take in complaining is distracting the connection that you're supposed to receive. You see what I'm saying? You're distracting the connection that you supposed to receive. That blessing that you're supposed to receive, you distracting it by complaining. So you don't say nothing. Everything already been known and seen already. You go as that vessel and meditate. Shut everything out. Throw all the stress you have on your shoulder. Throw it off. If somebody did something to you, throw it to the side. You cannot go. You cannot meditate thinking about other people. You cannot meditate thinking about problems. You cannot meditate thinking about complaining. You only can meditate by pushing everything out of yourself and become one and let that energy dwells inside of you. You see what I'm saying? Be still and let the Most High, the power, do its job. Be still and let the power do its job. The power already know what you need. So you got to just Present yourself. Problem, all your stress, all whatever. Push it aside and let the power do its job. A lot of time, we block our blessings because we don't know when to be still, and let the power walk. You baba 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 baba, ain't no connection coming there. Be still, push all the negativity aside, and let the energy, the power, do its job. That power already know everything you need. And you already know what's going to happen tomorrow. So your job is to be still and let the power do its job. All right? This is true. All right. All right. Thank you. This message is right. And oh, Miss Queen, how you doing? Thank you for being here. What's going on? Yes, guys. Many things, the way we was taught to do many things, is really the opposite. And you might say, what the hell are you talking about? Sit down and think about it. I'm not even going to go into no details. Sit down and think about it. Many things we've been taught, we taught to do it the opposite. That's why we don't get no results. That's why we see people praying all their life and ain't nothing happen. That's why we see people doing so all their life and ain't nothing happen. Because sometimes that prayers is just going in the wind. You're supposed to know where if you send in a prayer, you're supposed to know where it's going. Or where you're sending it, the energy. Like for instance, you meditating. You already supposed to know that I don't need to say nothing. All I need to do is go in my little corner, maybe in a closet, a place where you can just relax with nobody screaming, no noise. Just a place, like maybe you're home by yourself. All right. Maybe you're home by yourself. You might be home by yourself. Hey, Erica Taylor, how you doing? You might be home by yourself, nobody home. That's the right time. Because no distraction. So that's the right time for you to relax, meditate. Don't say a word. Just meditate. You talking ain't helping nothing. You talking is not doing a thing. And this is why sometimes we say our prayer, we praying and no answers. Because whoever we listening to and telling you how to pray, they is not telling you, they're basically giving you the opposite. And my thing is, don't take my word for it, try it. Okay? Don't take my word for it, try it. Try meditating without any distraction around you. Be silent, be still. Try it for a few times and see if you ain't see more reward in your life than be out there complaining what you have and what you don't have. Try that. Be silent, meditate, find time where you could relax. There's no distraction, ain't nobody making noise. Wherever you can find that, whether in your garden, wherever you could find that. Try it a few times and see if you receive more reward than complaining and telling people, oh, yeah, man, I need this and I didn't have. Sometimes you telling people that and all they do, they laughing at you and they calling the friend and tell the friend, yeah, he come over here saying he didn't get no breakfast. All that is, people, you see what I'm saying? Keep it sometimes. Certain things you just got to keep to yourself and take it to the power of the Most High. That, you understand? Take it there. Complaining is not going to help. Telling your friend, because sometimes you tell them and what they do. They didn't help you. They only take what you say and tell someone else. That's why they say sometimes keep your problem to yourself. Not to keep it down inside you and allow it to manifest inside you. No, keep it to yourself and take it to the power of the Most High. You see what I'm saying? Try it. Not telling you to do it. It's just this is if you want to try, you could try it, you don't have to. I'm not here to tell you to go and do what I said. Okay? But sometimes in life, it ain't nothing wrong you're doing. You're not hurting nobody. You just need to find yourself. And I don't care what anyone see. The first place you're supposed to start with anything is you. You're supposed to start from you. Not out there. From you. When you start from you and you find yourself and you find within yourself, then you could start looking out there and trying to maybe speak to other people and try to, but it comes from you first. Meaning you cannot be looking at what someone else doing and not looking at what you're doing. You cannot be looking at what you got to pay attention to yourself first. And a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people more look out there instead of in here themselves. Fix yourself first before you feel you could try to fix other people. You see, you get what I'm saying? Fix you first. Then you could try to help other people. But it got to come from you first. Hey, RG Living Life, how you doing? You see, a lot of us grew up a certain way. And the way a lot of us grew up is by always someone telling us what to do. From since you come out your mother womb, the only thing they couldn't tell you what to do is when to use the bathroom and when you hungry. They can't tell you you ain't hungry. They cannot tell you when to use the bathroom. They cannot tell you that you're not hungry because you're hungry. You know when you're hungry and you're going to scream. These two things, they couldn't tell you that. But every other thing, they teach you. Every other thing, they teach you. And from a baby to grow up to be 80 years, and all you've been doing is just listening to what people say. Never what comes to your mind. Always what someone, oh, this is how you do it. Oh, this is how you count. 1, 2, 3. Oh, this is spell the word this way. But something I'm saying. Many of these words put together in a certain way. In a certain way. And I'm thinking about this word spelling. I'm really thinking about this word spelling. Like in school, you are spelling. Oh, this evening for spelling. And these words, you got to spell them like the teacher might call out a word. And you got to spell the word. Why they got to be spelling? Think about it. But anyhow, guys, I'm not here to convince anyone to do anything. I'm just here having a conversation. All right? So I'm not here to convince you, but sometimes things just make sense sometimes. And many times, like for instance, if you get up a morning and you will feel well, right? The first thing I'm gonna try to do, okay, what can I take? You know, what is there for say you something hot in you, your foot, your whatever. The first thing I'm gonna be looking at, what can I get now for get rid of this little pain right here, right? Some people are gonna say, "Oh, I gotta go to the doctor." You see what I'm saying? But me now, I'm gonna say, "What can I get for this?" So now I go on in my thinking mood now. Okay, all right, my grandmother used to use this. You see what I'm saying? So we all see things different and we all do things different and but which one makes sense? I'm not gonna tell no one not to go to I will never do that. No. I'm just saying me. The first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try figure out what me first, can use to get rid of it. Get rid of it. Sometimes you just can't. You just have no choice. You see, sometimes you have no choice. Sometimes you got to look at you first. Then if you try you and nothing work, then if you got to make the other step, you do what you got to do. In that case, meaning we should always apply ourselves. We should always try to do things for bettering ourselves. We should always try to do things to improve ourselves, not to remain the same, to improve ourselves. We should be doing that first before we look to someone else. Like for instance, you know you're not eating, you eat in a certain way. You should be conscious of yourself to say, okay, man, I'm getting older now. I know I was eating a certain way, but now it's time for me to ease up and start eating a little different, right? You shouldn't allow someone to tell you that. You should be conscious enough to know it's time for me to change the way I eat because now I'm getting older now. So, we got to start looking at ourselves and do things for better ourselves and stop expecting, wait until someone tell us, oh, well, you need to stop eating plenty sugar because you're getting older and you need to stop drinking too much salt because you're getting, we got to train ourselves. It's hard, but we got to take the time out to train ourselves sometime because some things take training to able to make it a part of your life. It takes training. It's not something that's going to just happen overnight. You see what I'm saying? Something is just a process. Something is just something you could overnight and it works. Something is just a process to get it work. So we're supposed to always look to ourselves first. Don't wait till someone tell you, man, you're getting older. You got to start eating different. No, you're supposed to look to yourself and be conscious of that that you know, I got to start to do something different because your body not breaking down food like it used to. So now you got to do things in a different form. So I just want to say that, guys. I just want to let you guys, I'm not here to convince no one. I'm just having a conversation that might motivate someone. Okay, because we all need motivation in this struggle today. Listen to me. I'm telling you right now. If you never meditate before, you better practice. You better learn. If you haven't meditated and never use your mind, this powerful mind you have up here, and you don't know how to use it, and you never meditate before, you better practice. You better practice, because I've been saying this for a long time. What happened a couple years ago is nothing compared to what's coming. And it ain't taking no 10 years to happen. It just unwrap, it just coming. Ain't no 10 years. So if you never meditate before and you never start using and thinking for yourself, you better start. Is nothing. Wait, hold on. The everyday life of an OCD check. What's up? How are you doing? Okay. I tried it before and I fell asleep. Oh man, keep trying, Miss Queen. Keep trying. Keep trying, okay? Oh man, Miss Queen. Yes. Like I know mentioned anyway. 3 years ago, we seen a change 3 years ago. And the change we see 3 years ago, and believe it or not, a lot of things happen. Plenty things happen. And we all know that too. We all know plenty things happen. Plenty people lose their, plenty things happen. And a lot of people get scared, right? Well, guys, I'm telling you here today, that is nothing compared to what's coming. And it not taking no 10 years to happen. It will, as far as you see, it's just every day you wake up is something different happening. So all I can say, okay, give 1 minute. All I can say, start prepping something, put them aside, start meditating, and start thinking. These phones and everything is taking away our mind from us. It's taking away our ability to think. So don't let that happen to you. Keep using your mind. All right? Okay. The everyday life. Okay. Planters, I know. How do you use your fenugreek? Okay. Well, the seed is very good. What I do, I soak the seed overnight in a room temperature water. I just let it soak overnight and I drink it in the morning. Some of the leaves, sometimes I also use some of the leaf and boil them and drink them, or sometimes I dry them. Dry them, and you could blend them up if you like to powder. And I also add some in my food as well. That's how I use it. Okay, I soak the seed overnight, let it marinate in that room temperature water, Then I drink the water in the morning. I'm sure there's many other ways to do it, but that's how I use it. Okay? I'm guilty of being my phone. Right. It ain't you alone. It's really not you alone. It's really not you alone. The leaf tea. Yes, yes, yes. I use the leaf as tea as well. It ain't you alone on the phone. Almost everybody is on the phone. So it ain't you alone, but we just got to understand that the phone is taking away our ability of thinking and remembering stuff. You see? Now, just look at GPS for a minute. You used to drive, go anywhere without GPS, and your brain, you're taking pictures and you're making marks and you're remembering this building. Now you're using the GPS, and if you don't have the GPS one day, you can't remember the place you was going for 2 weeks straight. So it's taking away our ability to think and remember. So meditating and using our brain in this time coming is very important. Yes, the lift, yes. What my screen say? I see there's going to be a rise short. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Biscuit, look, Biscuit say, I see there's going to be, listen to me, it's going to be a shortage with everything very soon. Very soon. They're going to be shortage everywhere. I'm telling you guys, don't take these things for granted. These people is showing you these things every day, and we taking it for granted. And when it's up here, you could have money, but you can't get access to food. You could have money, but you can't get access to what you need. So that's all I'm saying. No problem, the everyday, no problem. Imagine going 24 hours with the phone. Well, that that could be devastating right now. Going 24 hours without your phone, because it's like everything we turn to the phone. Everything we turn to the phone. But just look at the side effect. Not to say there's no benefit in it. Not to say there's no benefit. There's a lot of benefit in using your phone. It helps you in many ways, but at the same time, look at the side effect in bringing us like people can't remember, don't know nothing, though, because everything we turn to the phone now. We don't think anymore. Before we used to have to read books to get information. Now you got to sit down and read a book to get certain information. Now you ask the phone and it presents it. So now we're not using the brain to think anymore. The phone is doing that for us. And that could have a serious side effect. For real. No phone and no cake. I hear that. I can do 24 hours without my phone as long as my kids are away from, or not away from over. That's that's true, Miss Queens. That's true. You could do it, but once your kids is home, and not many people could sleep if the kids not in their house. I mean, some people might be able to do that, but not many people can sleep and knowing their kids outside. And kids don't understand that. It's like, as less you in home, the parents cannot sleep well because they're worried. So I got what you're saying. And no laptop. Yeah. Yes. So yes, guys, we're hitting a wall now where things are getting serious and we cannot procrastinate anymore. We cannot complete. We just got to do what's best for us and our family. But just remember, the wall we know, the what we know 4 years ago is not what we heading for. We actually heading for something that's gonna be different. It's digital. No, it's digital. It already start happening. Just like Cash App, digital. You don't need money. I ain't got to bring cash to you. I just type in and digital and it just reads to you. So soon, this dollar ain't gonna mean anything because what you're dealing with now is digital currency. This is where we're going. I can do it. I can put on my phone for 24 hours. I can. I would probably snap. Yeah. Only if I can be my garden. Only if I can be in my garden for those 24 hours. Easy peasy. Okay. All right. All right. All right. I guess you find that peace in your garden where you could just relax. Yes. Yes. Separation anxiety is real, but I don't have it. I hear that. Man, I'm telling you, the wall we hitting now is just different. Our children, they don't know the life we come from. So it's gonna be simple for them to adjust. But we come from a different era. We come from where we got to stand up by the payphone and make a phone call, or the dial from out your home. We come from where when you leave, go out, nobody could get in contact with you until you come back home. This is the era we come from, where there was no connection once you leave the house until you get back home. The era we into now, once you have your phone on you, all you got to do is call a person, video call, and you could see where they at. You could see whatever they're doing. You could even, I mean, it's crazy. But this is all we hitting now. And the children, I know they're loving it. That's what they know. But to we, it might be more comfortable for us study. But we was living pretty good in that era. Even though when you leave home, you don't have no connection with your family until you find yourself back home. But this is it, man. And it's a lot of adjustment people are gonna have to start to make because these robots them is in action, man. These robots is in action and they come in with full force. They're taking everything. They're taking jobs. They're taking, I mean, so we got to be ready for these time. Babysitting job, robot. People start to take care of your house, like clean your house and like a housemaid. Robots. I mean, think about it. Where people gonna be getting jobs? How? I mean, just think about it. Not to get fear about it, but just think about it. So we got to start to put ourselves in places now where we can eliminate some of these problems. Start food. Food is, and food important. So people get mad if you don't answer the phone. Why were they? Well, in this time, Why would they answer? Get mad if you don't answer the phone. That shouldn't, it's your phone. Nobody shouldn't get mad if you didn't answer the phone. Be aware, make the necessary plans. So true, so true. So true. No, we have got so used to being dependent on modern technology that we forget that walk, we communicate in a silence way. That was on, yep, that is true. That is true. You all stay blessed. I need to get off my minutes. All right, Miss Queen, thank you for coming through. We appreciate you coming through. Thank you. They need something. I have, okay, I have a, yes, yes, guys. So all I can say, man, just be mindful, be patient, discipline yourself, that you know what you're gonna do and what you're not gonna do. Be about something, stay focused, pay attention to what's going on, because what is going on is real. All right? So as always, guys, thank you guys for coming through. Appreciate you guys for coming through. You guys have a blessed and wonderful day. And make sure don't allow them bugs to eat down your garden, because you need food. Get in your garden either in the morning or in the evening and get rid of them bugs, because they will eat your garden down and you have no food for you and your family. All right? So thank you guys again. Thank you guys as always. Thank you guys for coming through. Thank you guys. Thanks to all the members. Thanks to all the moderators. Truly appreciate each and every one of you, because they expect 24 hours access to you. I call you, why didn't you answer? I understand that. I understand that. No, it shouldn't be like that. But anyhow, guys, thank you guys as always. You guys stay safe. You guys have a blessed and wonderful day. Hope this live was motivated. As always, thank you. Peace and love. And don't forget to hit the like button when you before you leave, guys. Thank you, Fifi. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks to all the moderators. Thanks to all the members. Truly appreciate each and every one, all the subscribers, everyone who come through. Blessings to all.